In a faraway galaxy, there existed a powerful group of alien races known as the Galactic Dominion. They were feared by many for their strength and cruelty. The Dominion controlled several planets, taking what they wanted without caring for the people who lived there. One of these planets was Zelthar, a beautiful world filled with lush green forests and sparkling blue rivers. The Zeltharans were kind-hearted aliens who lived in harmony with nature. They loved their planet and wanted to protect it at all costs. The Zeltharans had advanced technology, but they lacked the military power to defend themselves against the Dominion. Over the years, the Dominion bullied the Zeltharans, demanding tribute and resources. They took the best crops and valuable minerals, leaving the Zeltharans with very little. The once thriving planet began to suffer, and its people were filled with fear and sadness. One day, the leader of the Zeltharans, a wise and brave alien named Eldar, decided enough was enough. He gathered his people and told them they could no longer live under the shadow of the bullies. "We must seek help from the humans of Earth," he said. "They are known for their courage and determination. If we reach out to them, they may come to our aid." Eldar's words sparked hope among the Zeltharans. They quickly began sending messages into space, calling for help. "We need you, brave humans. The Galactic Dominion is attacking us. Please come to our rescue." The messages traveled far and wide, hoping to catch the attention of someone who could help. Meanwhile, on Earth, a diverse group of humans was going about their daily lives. They had no idea about the distress signal from Zelthar, but fate had a plan for them. One evening, a bright light streaked across the sky, landing in a field near a military base. Curious, a group of soldiers approached the light. As they got closer, they saw a holographic message flickering in the air. "It was from the Zeltharans?" The message explained their plight. The humans listened in shock as they heard about the Galactic Dominion's bullying and the suffering of the Zeltharans. One soldier, Captain Sarah, stepped forward. "We can't just sit here and do nothing. We have to help them." Her words stirred a sense of purpose in everyone present. They all felt a strong desire to assist the aliens. The military leaders quickly organized a team. They called upon scientists, soldiers, and brave volunteers. Each person knew they had a role to play in this mission. Excitement and nervousness filled the air as the group prepared for their journey. They knew they were about to face powerful enemies, but they believed in their cause. They were ready to stand against the bullies and protect their new friends. As they gathered supplies and weapons, the team felt a sense of unity. They shared stories and laughed together, creating bonds that would strengthen their resolve. They watched videos of the Zeltharans, learning about their culture and ways of life. The humans admired the Zeltharans' peaceful nature and knew they had to fight to help them. After days of preparation, the humans boarded their spaceship. The ship's engines roared to life, and they blasted off into the stars. As they traveled through the galaxy, the humans looked out at the endless darkness sprinkled with bright stars. They felt a mix of excitement and fear. They were entering the unknown, but they knew they were not alone. They were on a mission to help the Zeltharans and to put an end to the bullying of the Galactic Dominion. With determination in their hearts, the humans soared through space, ready to defend their alien allies. Little did they know that their bravery would soon be tested in ways they never imagined. But one thing was clear: they were ready to fight against the Galactic Bullies and restore peace to Zelthar. As the humans traveled through the stars, excitement filled the spaceship. Captain Sarah stood at the front looking at her team. They were a mix of soldiers, scientists, and brave volunteers, all ready to help the Zeltharans. "We are getting close to Zelthar," she announced. "Let's make sure we are prepared for anything." The team gathered in the main cabin to discuss their plan. Sarah looked around at the faces of her crew. "We need to understand the situation on Zelthar. We must know what we are up against," she said. A scientist named Dr. Ben raised his hand. "I have studied the Galactic Dominion. They have powerful ships and a large army. But we can use our intelligence and strategy to outsmart them." The team nodded in agreement. They all knew that brute force would not be enough. They needed to be smart and work together. Sarah explained, "We can't just rush in. We have to find out where the Dominion is weak and use that to our advantage. We must also inspire the Zeltharans to fight back." The crew spent the next few hours preparing for their arrival. They practiced their combat skills and reviewed their weapons. They also studied the Zeltharans' culture and technology. "We should respect their ways and work together," Sarah reminded them. "They are our allies, and we need to earn their trust." As they got closer to Zelthar, the team could see the planet's beauty through the windows. Bright green forests and clear blue rivers sparkled below. But they also noticed dark shadows moving in the atmosphere. "Those must be Dominion ships," one of the soldiers said, pointing out the window. Fear gripped the crew as they realized the danger that awaited them. "Let's land and meet our allies," Sarah said, trying to lift everyone's spirits. "Remember, we are here to help. Together, we can make a difference." The team cheered, feeling more determined than ever. When they landed on Zelthar, the humans stepped out of their ship and were greeted by a group of Zeltharans. The aliens were tall and graceful, with bright skin that shimmered in the sunlight. Their leader, Eldar, approached Captain Sarah with hope in his eyes. "Thank you for coming," he said. "We are in great need of your help." Sarah smiled and replied, "We are here to stand by your side and fight the Galactic Dominion. Together we will protect your home." Eldar nodded, feeling a surge of hope. The Zeltharans were eager to learn from the humans and prepare for battle. The humans and Zeltharans gathered in a large hall to discuss their strategy. Eldar explained the Dominion's latest attack plans and showed them maps of the region. The humans listened carefully, taking notes and brainstorming ideas. Dr. Ben suggested, "What if we create distractions? We can confuse their forces and strike when they least expect it." The Zeltharans looked at each other, realizing that this was a great idea. "We can use our advanced technology to help," one of the Zeltharans said. They worked together, sharing their knowledge and skills, eager to learn from one another. As the day turned into night, the atmosphere was filled with determination. The humans and Zeltharans trained together, practicing combat techniques and building strong bonds. The Zeltharans showed the humans how to use their unique weapons, while the humans taught the Zeltharans Earth's combat tactics. They practiced until everyone was exhausted but happy. Before they knew it, the sun rose again, shining down on the planet. The humans and Zeltharans gathered for one last meeting. Sarah spoke. "Today, we stand together as allies. We are not just fighting for Zelthar, we are fighting against bullies. We will show the Galactic Dominion that we will not be pushed around." Cheers erupted from both the humans and Zeltharans. They felt a powerful connection, united in their cause. As they prepared for the battle ahead, they knew they were ready to face whatever challenges lay in their path. The sun rose brightly over Zelthar, casting a golden glow on the lush landscape. Excitement and tension filled the air as the humans and Zeltharans prepared for the battle ahead. The mood was a mix of hope and fear. Everyone knew the Galactic Dominion would soon attack, and they needed to be ready. Captain Sarah gathered her team and the Zeltharans in a large training area. "Today we will practice our plans and get ready for the fight," she announced. The humans lined up next to their Zeltharan allies, ready to learn from one another. Eldar stepped forward, his expression serious. "We must be quick and smart. The Dominion will not expect us to fight back." The training began with the humans showing the Zeltharans some basic combat techniques. They practiced hand-to-hand combat, learning how to dodge and strike effectively. The Zeltharans were graceful, their movements fluid and fast. The humans admired their skills. "You're really good at this," one soldier said, impressed by a Zeltharan's speed. Next, they moved on to weapons training. The Zeltharans had advanced energy weapons, unlike anything the humans had seen before. The aliens demonstrated how to use them, and the humans took notes eagerly. "These weapons can disable a ship's systems," Eldar explained. "We can use them to create confusion during the battle." As the humans practiced with the Zeltharan weapons, they shared their own tools as well. They showed the aliens how to use grenades and basic firearms. Although the Zeltharans were unfamiliar with guns, they picked up the techniques quickly. They were eager to learn and improve their skills. Throughout the day, the training continued. The team ran through various scenarios, preparing for different situations they might face. Dr. Ben, the scientist, worked on creating gadgets that could help during the battle. "We can make smoke bombs to cover our movements," he said excitedly. "And we can set up communication devices to stay connected." As the sun began to set, the group gathered around a large table to discuss their final plan. Sarah laid out the maps of Zelthar, pointing to key locations. "We need to split into smaller teams," she said. "One group will create distractions near the Dominion's base, while another will focus on defending Zelthar. We must confuse them and strike hard." The Zeltharans nodded in agreement, their eyes shining with determination. They trusted the humans and were excited to work together. Eldar raised his hand. "We can use our knowledge of the land to our advantage. We know the hidden paths and secret locations. This will help us move quickly and surprise the enemy." The humans and Zeltharans worked together late into the night, preparing every detail of their plan. They discussed strategies, practiced their roles, and built strong bonds of friendship. Laughter and excitement filled the air as they shared stories of their worlds, creating a sense of unity among them. Finally, the moment arrived. The humans and Zeltharans gathered for one last meeting before the battle. Captain Sarah looked at her team, filled with pride. "We have trained hard, and now we stand together as one. We will show the Galactic Dominion that we are not afraid. We will protect Zelthar and each other." The group cheered, their spirits high. They felt ready for whatever came next. As they prepared to head out, Eldar stepped forward. "Let us remember that we fight not just for ourselves, but for everyone who has suffered under the Dominion's rule. Together, we will make a stand." With hearts full of courage, the humans and Zeltharans took their positions. They knew the battle ahead would be tough, but they believed in each other. They were no longer just a group of strangers. They had become a united force, ready to defend their home and fight against the bullies of the galaxy. As they looked out at the horizon, a sense of determination washed over them. They were prepared for the challenges ahead. Together, they would face the Galactic Dominion, ready to protect their friends and show the galaxy that strength comes from unity and bravery. The dawn broke over Zelthar, and a tense silence hung in the air. The humans and Zeltharans gathered together, their hearts pounding with anticipation. They had trained hard, and now the moment had come. Captain Sarah looked at her team and the Zeltharans, their faces lit by the early morning sun. "Today we fight for our freedom," she said, her voice strong. "Let's show the Galactic Dominion what we can do." The sound of engines roared in the distance, breaking the silence. Dark shapes appeared in the sky, Dominion ships. The enemy had arrived. The humans and Zeltharans quickly took their positions, ready to defend their home. Sarah's heart raced, but she felt a surge of courage. She knew they were ready for this battle. The first wave of Dominion ships came in low, their metal bodies glinting in the sunlight. The humans and Zeltharans exchanged nervous glances, but they stood firm. Eldar pointed to the ships. "Remember our plan. We will create distractions first. Stay focused!" As the ships approached, the team sprang into action. Dr. Ben activated the smoke bombs he had created. Thick clouds of smoke filled the air, hiding their movements. "Now!" Sarah shouted. The group moved quickly, using the smoke as cover to flank the enemy. The Dominion ships began firing their weapons, bright beams of energy shooting towards the ground. But the humans and Zeltharans were ready. They darted through the trees, staying low and using the landscape to their advantage. Sarah led a small group toward a nearby hill, where they could get a better view of the battlefield. From the hilltop, they could see the chaos unfolding. The Dominion forces were disoriented by the smoke and the unexpected resistance. Zeltharan warriors fought bravely, using their energy weapons with skill. Sarah felt pride swell in her chest. "Look at them go!" she exclaimed. Meanwhile, another group of humans set up communication devices to keep everyone connected. "We need to stay coordinated," one soldier shouted. They reported on the enemy's movements and adjusted their strategies in real time. This teamwork was essential for their success. Suddenly, the enemy ships regrouped, launching a second wave of attacks. More powerful blasts shook the ground, and the air was filled with the sounds of explosions. Sarah's heart sank for a moment, but she quickly reminded herself of their training. "Stay strong. We can't give up!" The Zeltharans fought with fierce determination. Eldar led his people, shouting encouragement and rallying them to fight harder. "For Zelthar! For our allies!" he cried, raising his energy weapon high. The Zeltharans echoed his words, their spirits lifted by his bravery. In the heat of battle, Sarah noticed a group of Zeltharan fighters trapped behind enemy lines. They were pinned down and their situation looked dire. Without thinking, she grabbed her weapon and signaled to her team. "We have to help them!" The humans and some brave Zeltharans charged forward through the chaos, dodging energy blasts and explosions. They fought their way toward the trapped fighters, determined to rescue them. Sarah felt a rush of adrenaline as they pressed on, her heart racing with every step. Just as they reached the trapped group, a Dominion commander appeared, towering over them with a fierce expression. "You think you can defeat us?" he shouted. "You are nothing but weaklings." With courage in her heart, Sarah stepped forward. "We may be small, but we fight for what is right. You will not take our friends or our freedom." She fired her weapon, hitting the commander squarely in the chest. He stumbled back in surprise, and the humans took that moment to push forward. Together they fought with everything they had. The Zeltharans joined in, their energy weapons crackling with power. The tide of battle began to turn as the Dominion forces felt the weight of their determination. As the fight raged on, both sides suffered losses, but the humans and Zeltharans stood strong. They fought for each other and for their shared dream of freedom. With every victory, their spirits grew stronger. The Galactic Dominion had underestimated them, and now they would pay the price. As the battle continued, Sarah felt hope surge within her. They were not alone in this fight. They were united, and together they would stand against the Galactic Bullies. The fight was far from over, but they were ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. The battle was over, but the air was still thick with smoke and the scent of burnt metal. The sun dipped low in the sky, casting a warm glow over the battlefield. Captain Sarah stood amidst the ruins of what had been a fierce fight. The humans and Zeltharans had fought bravely, and their victory was hard-won. As she looked around, she felt a mix of sadness and joy. Many had fought and fallen, but they had also gained something precious, a new friendship that would last. Sarah saw Eldar helping a wounded Zeltharan. "You fought bravely," he said softly, his hands steady as he applied a bandage. The Zeltharan smiled, his eyes filled with gratitude. "We could not have done this without you and your people. Your courage inspired us all." Nearby, Dr. Ben and a few other humans were tending to their wounded comrades. "We have to take care of everyone," Ben said, his voice calm. "We fought together and now we healed together." The humans nodded, knowing they were in this together. They shared supplies, bandages, and comfort, just as they had shared weapons and strategies during the battle. As the last of the smoke cleared, Sarah gathered everyone around for a meeting. The Zeltharans stood tall beside the humans, their expressions a mix of relief and determination. "We did it!" Sarah exclaimed, her heart swelling with pride. "We fought back against the Galactic Dominion and protected each other." Cheers erupted from the group, and for a moment the weight of their losses was lifted. Eldar stepped forward. "Today we have shown the galaxy that we will not be bullied. We are stronger together. This is just the beginning of our friendship." Sarah smiled at Eldar. "Yes, we have much to learn from each other. Your skills and knowledge helped us succeed. Let us continue to work together." The next few days were filled with healing and rebuilding. The humans and Zeltharans worked side by side, repairing damaged structures and tending to the wounded. They shared stories of their cultures, learning about each other's ways of life. The Zeltharans taught the humans about their rich history and traditions, while the humans shared tales of Earth's adventures and struggles. As they built new friendships, they also made plans for the future. "We need to prepare for any future threats," Sarah said during one of their meetings. "The Galactic Dominion may come back and we must be ready." Eldar nodded. "We can create a new defense strategy together. We have learned so much in this battle. Let us use this knowledge to strengthen our forces." They decided to establish a training program where humans and Zeltharans could learn from each other. Together they practiced combat skills, shared technology, and developed strategies for defending their homes. Each day brought new challenges, but they faced them together with laughter and determination. As weeks passed, a bond formed between the two groups. They celebrated their victories and comforted each other in their losses. Sarah felt a deep sense of belonging. She was no longer just a human on a distant planet. She was part of something greater. The Zeltharans were not just allies, they were friends and family. One evening, as the sun set over Zelthar, Sarah and Eldar stood atop a hill, watching the sky change colors. "It's beautiful here," Sarah said, her voice soft. "I never expected to find such a home among the stars." Eldar smiled. "We are grateful for your friendship. You have shown us what it means to stand together. We are no longer just a planet fighting alone. We are a united force." They watched as the stars began to twinkle in the night sky. It felt like a promise of hope, strength, and unity. Sarah turned to Eldar, her heart full of gratitude. "Thank you for believing in us and for being our friends." As the first stars of the night appeared, Sarah realized that they had not just survived a battle, they had built a strong new friendship. Together, they had proven that when people stand together, they can overcome any challenge. And as they looked to the future, they knew that no matter what came next, they would face it together, united in purpose, friendship, and hope.